Hello, trading has closed on March 9th, 2023. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, which is March 10th. Remember, I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. At yesterday's close, I said unless we gapped and undercut this low promptly, we should trade higher regardless of where we closed. That's what we said, so we did trade higher. Obviously we didn't close higher, but that wasn't necessary. Please remember I have personal business all week. I just haven't had much time to analyze things. I get to cross 5 prior MEJT targets off the list, ranging from 39.47 to 39.20. These are support areas. Support doesn't have to hold. I don't think I've ever crossed 5 targets off the list in a day in my life before, and the system's well over 20 years old. They only came on 2 days, so that might count for something. I have crossed off 2 days worth of targets before. And whenever you have a big drop like this, it's important to remember we do have higher targets up here. They should print at some time, but if they don't print promptly, they don't have to print anytime soon, and it doesn't prevent other things from closing first. This obviously isn't the right close. Let's change it. It's 3918.32. Way down here. Now, during the day, the only signal we got from MEJT was a sell over here, but we printed the minimum immediately. There's no requirement at all to stop at the minimum, but if all you had was a system, you wouldn't have enough to make any trade since the target printed immediately and the system doesn't say anything about whether this will print or won't. Well, the real question here is a long-term picture. I had all this support. We had a 200-day moving average. We had these Fibonacci retracements. We went through them. Last support we have is this gold trend line. We dropped pretty much to it in a straight line. You drop to it but not through it in a straight line. If you're going to continue down, you really should gap under the line. And if you don't, any move you make under the line shouldn't stick. As far as the long-term count's concerned, we did have this as wave C, but we said it could be A of C. And what counts isn't always the low. It could be either the low of C or the close of C. And if that's for making an ABC here, this could be an expanded flat. But it's pretty hard. You have to figure out some kind of crazy system here for this to work. It still could work, but it's not the most desirable situation. I don't have time to analyze it and come up with something else right at the moment. I will over the weekend and report to you on what I find. We've had this pattern from the high. We still have an A, we still have a B, and we still have a fib ratio between C and A. This is the 1.618, so if it stops here, you can explain it. But futures are gapping down as I'm reporting this, and nothing really stops us from gapping down, even though I'm not going to predict anything one way or the other. Well, tomorrow's pattern has really low. It doesn't mean you won't gap up. Non-farm payroll report comes out tomorrow. It tends to be a market mover. And even if I had time to analyze the market this week, I wouldn't make a call in front of the report. I just don't have a good system for doing that. We dropped to major support in a straight line. If it declines to continue unabated, we should gap under today's low. And if we don't gap under the low, its decline shouldn't stick. Gapping under the low, if it happens, would need to stick and be confirmed to mean anything. But if that happens, it's a break of major support with all that implies. I was calling for a major low in this area because there was major support in this area. We're back down at that support. I would like for it to hold, but if we gap and keep on dropping, it's a break of major support, and then you have to admit the long-term call is wanting. So we'll see how we open tomorrow. The non-farm payroll report comes out. There is support here. I'd like for it to hold, but if it breaks, it breaks. And as far as tomorrow's pattern is concerned, it's along with the early low, but I'm not predicting what will happen after the report comes out. And that's today's non-call.